Mr. President, today I've introduced the Congressional Review Act, a resolution of disapproval to overturn the Biden administration's newest student loan scheme, income-driven repayment. Just like President Biden's student loan debt cancellation scheme that was overturned by the Supreme Court, this policy does not forgive debt. It transfers the burden of almost $560 billion in federal student loans from those who willingly took out the loans to college to make more money when they graduated to Americans who never attended college or who've already fulfilled their commitment to pay off their loans. Under this rule, a majority of bachelor's degree student loan borrowers will not be expected to even pay back the principal. We've moved beyond forgiving the debt, the interest, and we now are not even asking them to pay back the principal. Additionally, 91% of new student loan debt would be eligible for reduced payments, subsidized by taxpayers. These policies are as unfair as they are irresponsible. Where's the forgiveness for the guy who didn't go to college but is working to pay off the loan on the truck that he takes to work? What about the woman who paid off her student loans but now struggles to pay her utilities or her mortgage? Is the administration providing them relief? Of course not. Instead, the administration would have them not only pay their bills, but the bills of those who decided to go to college in order to get a degree to make more money. The resolution prevents average Americans, 87% of whom have no student loans, from being stuck with a policy that the administration is pushing not to be fair to all, but rather to favor a few. The Supreme Court has already established the president does not have the authority to cancel hundreds of billions in student loans without direct consent from Congress. It's clear President Biden is trying to deflect the political fallout of the false promises that he never had the legal authority to make. President Biden's plan did nothing to address the problems that created the debt in the first place. It doesn't hold colleges or universities accountable for rising costs. According to the College Board, in the last 30 years, tuitions and fees have jumped at private, nonprofit colleges by 80%. At public four-year institutions, they've jumped 124%. The Biden administration has refused to propose any solution that actually addresses the underlying problems that created the debt crisis in the first place. We cannot spend our way out of the problem of ever-increasing cost of higher education. We need real solutions. That's why my colleagues and I introduced the Lowering Education Cost and Debt Act, a package of 5 bills aimed at directly addressing the issues driving skyrocketing cost of higher education and the increasing amounts of debt students take on to attend school. Our legislation puts downward pressure on tuition, empowering students to make the educational decisions that put them on track to academically and financially succeed. It also simplifies the student loan borrowing and repayment process so students don't take out more loans than they need and can navigate the student loan process without confusion. Unlike President Biden's student loan scheme, these are common sense solutions that actually address root causes of student loan crisis. In fact, some of the bills included in the package already have strong bipartisan support. President Biden's student loan scheme is not a fix. It's merely a Band-Aid forcing taxpayers to shoulder the responsibility of paying off someone else's debt. We need strong leadership. President Biden's failure to address rising tuition costs won't hurt the rich, only the middle and lower-income Americans who will continue to be punished, forced to take out more and more loans just to get an education. I'll close by urging all my colleagues to support my Congressional Review Act resolution to prevent President Biden's reckless student loan scheme and to work together on real solutions to tackle the rising cost and debt of students. If we don't act, students will continue to drown in debt without a path for success.